go. So, I leave this voice message. No, I don't know why it just skipped forward a message.
This was an idea I had yesterday when I was on basically, obviously there's someone behind the pattern. There's ego under ego. And then there's a separate ego. And I'm talking about how it's interesting because you can have effects on the second ego, where you have the underlying ego watching the original ego, and that can make the original ego more of a god complex where it's more powerful. And then we'll call this back period, essentially. But with this one is have the underlying framework with no mind behind the pattern and everything perfect. And then to actively be also editing second ego, above ego, and be editing it too, so that it has a sort of divine lightning like ready? You both at the same time. HR lightning. Don't invite you drop that, then we get like
Okay, I'm gonna do that one more time. That same voice message now for the millionth time. I can't. There's certain words that I want to hear really bad. Okay, I'm gonna slow it down.
This was an idea I had yesterday when we were on the job. And pretty interesting. Basically, obviously there's someone behind the pattern. There's the ego. But how it's interesting because it can have effects on the second ego, where you have the underlying ego watching the original ego.
Restart the fucking message, you stupid cunt.
This was an idea I had yesterday when we were on the job. And pretty interesting. Basically, obviously there's someone behind the pattern. There's the ego under the ego.
Mind behind the pattern, ego under the ego.
And then there's the separate ego. And I was talking about how it's interesting because it can have effects on the second ego, where you could have the underlying ego watching the original ego, and that can make the original ego more of a god complex or anything, where essentially it feels more powerful. And we'll call this the aperion. Essentially,
what the fuck?
The goal with this one is have the underlying framework with no mind behind the pattern and everything is perfect, and then to actively be also editing second ego, the above ego, and be editing it too, so that it has a sort of divine lightning out. You know what I mean? You have both at the same time. Baptism on.
I couldn't hear the last three words, but I heard everything else. Was there anything you couldn't make out?
Yeah, I was saying just the last part.
Yeah, the last three words, they're unsalvageable. But there was one word that I couldn't hear until that last time. Did you hear what that framework is called?
The man behind the pattern?
Well, no, it was the mind behind the pattern. That was one of them, which obviously that is funny, but that's. I said it was called acid aperion. I said acid aperion. What the fuck? We're literally in a fucking time loop. Dude, we're in Sam Hyde's fucking Sub 1 world right now. I'm in hell. What the fuck? You say, so from acid baptism, kickstart lightning.
No, wait, it's more like... Yeah, it's definitely not from baptism, kickstart lightning. That would imply that you drop baptism, you get lightning. No, you're maintaining baptism on one ego, and then in the other ego, you're simultaneously maintaining lightning. So you're maintaining both at once. And this one's so confused. I don't know what the hell is going on. But some interesting little thing here is, I said this the other day, it was, I inhale perfection and I exhale, or like annihilation or whatever. Anyways, the point is that that's weirdly aligned with this framework. But what I found is a really good way to do it. I've been theorizing this for a long time about the best framework would hypothetically be one in which the in-breath and the out-breath were different frameworks, basically, so that every single breath you would need to change something, which would make it much more active to bite into it and, stay with it. And that's what this framework seems, at least it's an option for this framework, after the period. You can make every in-breath, and this is perfect, and then every out-breath, and I'm unbelievably powerful, which is fascinating.
I don't have any modern equivalent of that. That's an interesting framework. That did not survive in any capacity. That probably didn't even survive 3 days. But that is a cool framework. I'd like to give that one a run. See See if there's something salvageable from there. But oh yeah, I was supposed to be doing that, huh? Well, shoot. But did you hear it? Did you hear Acid Aperion said again?
Yeah, and so wait, so it was so I remember baptism and lightning, and you were just saying it's just those both running simultaneously.
Yeah, those both. So you had basically.
And
Go ahead.
Is it that the relationship between baptism and lightning, those two separate things, are those related to the two separate things of the triangle?
Yes, exactly. Yes, they're also what the message I
Yeah,
left.
that's the unacceptable nonsense you got right there.
Well, yeah, no, it's clear. That's what I was saying whenever I first started shouting about Acid Aperion. It's just like that's like that's not even real. It's not funny. It's not silly. That's like no one would believe me. We have it on camera that a live time reaction of both of us seeing that at the same time, and that both of us had never seen these messages before, and still no one would fucking believe this if they saw it. Oh yeah, and by the way, that's what I was shouting about. Whenever I said, I don't want to spoil this, I saw something in advance. That's what I saw. I saw the word acid aperion, when I was scrolling back up, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? That's literally what I said. I said, wait, what the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? And then I was like, okay, wait, I don't even want to know. I don't even want to see it. I just want to just listen to the voice messages until we originally get to it. And right there, literally, you heard both of our first initial fucking reactions to seeing that, and it is still not believable. It is still, if someone showed that to me, if Jacques showed that to me, I'd be like, yeah, that's real funny. That's real goofy stuff, bud. Jesus.
It's like actual like framework dementia, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's literal flowers for Algernon shit. Oh my god.
It's not quite that. It's more like, yeah, it's definitely not from baptism kickstart lightning. Is that what
Oh, we're to listen to that one. Okay. So then I say, I find that 6 separate 1 seconds every 10 minutes blows 6 seconds at once out of the water. Do you know how that's literally the sub 1 thing I said, right?
How so?
What I'm saying here is that I find that 6 separate 1 seconds is better than 6 seconds at once. My exact language is, I find that 6 separate 1 seconds every 10 minutes blows 6 seconds at once out of the water. So do you see that's literally what I said about setting a Sub-Zero budget on myself lately?
Oh, Sub-Zero. I thought you said Sub-1. Yeah.
No, yeah, Sub-Zero. Yeah, I eat 1 Sub-1 every 6 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. But yeah, that is absurd. So it's not just framework dementia. That's Sub-Zero dementia. That's like a literal physical thing that you've watched decay and reestablish itself over time. I say Acid Aperion is shaping up to be better than baptism. Absolute insanity. Oh, this is cool. Okay, so I send a job to you that we could potentially do. I say potentially a trail worker or park ranger. You could live in the woods for free and get paid. Best of both worlds. That is a good idea.
I mean, if it's just that simple, then sure. But I'd be surprised if it's, hey, you want to live in the forest, boy?
I mean, maybe though. We should definitely check that out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that would be awesome.
By the way, make sure I do this when we go back through the recordings. Dude, all of these old videos I sent you are gone. It's so sad. When we go back through the recordings of these Voxer messages, we have to favorite we have to be scrolling through Voxer at correspondingly and favorite all the best messages so that or I guess we don't need to do that. We can just edit the best messages out of the rest of them into their own compilation, because I want a lot of these messages like in the specific thing where they're not just in all of our Voxer logs, but they're like, I want to be able to go back and listen to the ones where I'm like literally discovering this again a year and 6 months ago, because like that's such good like rocket fuel for if I'm ever feeling down. Yeah, that's the one you sent. Yeah, no, we can't watch it. It sucks. Okay. You sent a video and said gives you the vibe of something you find on our channel. You say what was it's Patty Pimlet's video. You say what was the combat sport you thought we should do? I said, well, I mean MMA long term, but as far as to start, jiu-jitsu, and Muay Thai if you like getting punched in the face. I say we should call today and discuss acid aperion. I don't even get how it works, but it works well.
This one's so confused. I don't know what the hell's going on. But some interesting little thing here is, I said this the other day, it was, I inhale thrashing and I exhale, or like annihilation or whatever. Anyways, the point is
That's funny. I'm pretty sure what you're hearing in the background every once in a while, that ding that you're hearing, that's like a fucking ancient ohm chime or whatever the fuck. What that is that's an app I set up on my phone. That's what that link was. Oh my god, that app is an app that would give you a timer that goes off every minute. So that's, holy shit. You're literally hearing it in these voice messages, where if I'm making a voice message that's longer than a minute long, you hear a ding in the fucking background. That's brutal.
I remember that era of having those apps.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, I need to do that again now. It's a great idea, but that's like something that you'd tell to a psychologist, and she'd be like, okay, you need to, like, put your hands behind your back and get on your knees immediately. You are not leaving this room.
I found a really good way to do it. I've been theorizing this for a long time about the best framework would hypothetically be one in which the in-breath and the out-breath were different frameworks, basically, so that every single breath you would need to change something, which would make it much more active to bite into it and, you know, stay with it. And that's what this framework seems like, at least it's an option for this framework, after the period. You can make every in-breath, and this is perfect, and then every out-breath, and I'm unbelievably powerful, which is fascinating. I don't recall, I think, over the one.
That's super interesting as a way to do things. I still don't know about that. I don't think that's what I'm going to end up settling on, but that is an interesting idea. It's fascinating.
1, 2, you go for.
I'm interested in looking into experimenting with CBD purely for economic reasons. It is a fantastically practical device. It's like, so to put the price in perspective, it's like $70 for an ounce of the flower. That's like, overall, it's like what weed prices should be. But you just have that much, to have such a vast quantity of at least something to be able to like smoke on. So you can never run out. You'll never be able to run out. You'll always be able to have something. You'll always be able to mix in with something. You know, you'll always be able to have that. And also it's like, you know, it helps with like, the sobriety aspect. Like sometimes I feel greater with less highs. All right, well then imagine sobriety bunch. Doesn't make time. What to me is like it's like even like someone like Joe Rogan, you know, psychedelic stoner type. He said like specifically CBD was great for like, anxiety reduction and relaxation. You know, that's very different than like THC. So it's like it has its own little effect. Right, so like, you know, it's sounding to me like it's sobriety, but like with more of the mental powers of Sub-Zero, but without like, you know, the psychoactiveness. You know, so there's not going to be high, so there's not going to be the chaos, there's not going to be the wildness. You know, this is just me theorizing, right, yeah. But you know, I'm assuming there's going to be less chaos, there's going to be, it's only the best of Sub-Zero, and also the best of sobriety. And so it's only a very interesting mixture. I'm interested in trying it out, and you know, for prices, it just seems like a very good idea. But yeah.
I'm really sure that CBD out it goes to advertising. Really got all the good like the chaos. That would people get one of those and one of the other ones. They go on for there's like meditation specific items. I've never had a framework this powerful, like in my hand before. Like I'm the more I'm in this, it's like experiencing. It's like deja vu. Like the more I'm in this framework, the more I remember different times in my life when I was also in this framework and I didn't know how to catalyze it.
Like, I'm talking about deja vu. I'm like literally talking to myself a year and a half later. I'm like making a bit for myself now about it being deja vu. Like, it's like, what, like, okay.
And like I've been completely flat for the last 2 days. There's just been chaos, random friend events, one of them have like a leave wife, like UFC events going on, meeting with my wrestling banquet, just a bunch of shit going on, and I've just been slacking horribly, playing a lot of video games, like focusing on the framework. And typically that would be like adapting to a new framework. Because it's like at that point it's so hard to get back where I was before that I essentially have to like splinter off and make a new version. With this one, I took like 3 days off, and within like within a fucking hour of meditation, I'm already literally shedding tears over how beautiful it is. And it's like there's never been one like that before. There has never been a framework like that before in my hand. You know, I've experienced it before, but I've never had it in the palm of my hand. The perfection horseshoe is so fucking straight. It's so straight. Why is perfection the same as the National pattern? It makes no goddamn sense. National pattern is such a unique concept, and yet perfection is almost the way to get to it. Like I'm meditating and I'm listening to music and I'm looking around and I'm experiencing things and there's a sense of tiredness and then there's a sub-zero and everything and essentially the way that I get to the pure unbridled be here now is just so funny that it's very much like essentially just be here now. It's so funny that it's like that basic. That's what I feel around us. We're talking about very much be here now. But anyways, the point is that there's all those things going on and the way to get to the complete silence is to just be like, okay, the beat and feeling tired is perfect. Okay, the music is perfect. Okay, the dirt bike is perfect. Okay, the view is perfect. And then boom, right after everything goes in the checkbox, after you open the category perfect and you put everything that you're currently experiencing into that folder, then you get your fucking Ben 10 watch and everything goes silent, everything goes quiet, and it looks magical, it looks majestic, you know what I mean? And then you're experiencing things from God's eye, and that's just so weird. Why perfection? It's not quite perfection, of course, the word isn't quite justice, but that category of complete yesness, affirmation, that concept, applying it to everything around you, why does that lead to the silence that the national infinite does? And that's maybe the national infinite, like the left brain trigger to getting there was perfection was more of a right brain thought picture application. God, there's so many fucking implications to this. So many thoughts, man. I'm back at the point where every single thought that goes to my head, every single goddamn one, is like that could be put up in a fucking museum. Most people, they experience a single neurosecond of being in my mind. Game of fucking over. This is exactly how I felt whenever I made that classic line. If you were to look into my mind for a second, you would crumble like a granola bar in a toddler's car seat. Very applicable. Also, take your favorites, take your like songs. For me, it's my Turbobang playlist. Take it, move it to a different account, play it on shuffle for like a day, or on your laptop, and then you get a new Discover Weekly, a new AI algorithm that will give you a new song. First of all, this doubles your Discover Weekly output, and second, it gives you one account that's completely unplagued by like any other music than the music in your favorite that you listen to. So it's like more fun. And also, like I said, you get double the Discover Weekly a week, and you can also triple it. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's an interesting trigger and speed. Typically, I found like 2 songs.
We should do that. That's something we should add to our list of like our task board. I want a task board that we can both see really, really bad. Like we need to just put it in like Discord chat or something. But I want like Google Docs or something. But if I didn't hate Google Docs so much, I guess just Google Docs is probably the best thing. But we should do that. Me and you need to like make Discover Weeklies on Spotify. We need to make like we need to each have like a personal Discover Weekly and then like a combined Discover Weekly so that we each get 3 Discover Weeklies a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. What is the best way to do docs? I hate this, bro. What is like why is there not a better alternative to docs? Oh, well, no, I guess, no, never mind. That is the better alternative. Don't I already have a conversation with you named Task Board?
On Voxer?
Oh, it's just with me. Okay, hold on. I'll make another one with me and you. Sit through. No. New group chat. Okay, oh no. That's not good. Did you just get this message? Did you just get the message okay?
Yes.
Okay. And then can you edit messages? Okay, I mean, I guess I can just recall them as they get completed. Okay, anyway. Okay, we were like here.
Also, take your favorites, take your like songs. For me, it's my Turbobang playlist. And we felt like, oh yeah, that belongs in my Turbobang here. Discover Weekly.
Stop.
This new one, I've listened to half of it,
Stop.
and I found six
Stop.
comfortable on my Discover Weekly.
Stop.
And now I will say that there is a downside. And the downside is that 2 of those 6 songs were songs that I've heard a lot in my old Spotify Discover Weekly. And because it's never recommended these to me before, because it's a YouTube playlist and it's a different playlist than my original one, it has no way of knowing that I've listened to songs before. It will recommend you a song that you've heard before in your old Discover Weekly several times. But to me, that is very whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, just skip if you know it. And also, I found songs that I knew like every word to, but yet traditionally weren't in my throwbang. So, great. I need to collect that for the back end of it, so I was lost in theory.
So maybe you could do like there's a meditation that where it's like you close your eyes.
Oh, it just scrolled me all the way down. Okay, not all the way. Just a little bit. Okay, so anyways, a power perfection pattern. I say it's very important. With the exclamation marks. I say power perfection pattern equals asset aperion. I don't know what that means exactly. Obviously I get the gist, but I'm trying to like map it on to like any of my trinities. So like exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark. What the fuck just happened? Stop. What are you doing? Stop. Put the keyboard down. No. Like Zix, Azix, Xazix, or question mark, exclamation mark, interrobang, any of those. It doesn't map on exactly, I don't think, really, at all. Well, you could say, in a way, it kind of does, because it's like, power is like the thing that is like power is what you form your ego into. So that's like, the intentional appreciation. And then you would say perfection is like the feedback, right? It would be like the result of that appreciation. And then you would say like the pattern is the actual like experience, like the feedback loop. The pattern is like the like silence, the beauty that results from it. So like, yeah, I guess it is kind of the classic trinity. Okay. Going so far, the separate planes of ego collide into one projected upon the other, one superfluous surface. That's literally the Twin Peaks or combined wills that acythrials whole thing is about. Which is like he spends his whole life thinking about how like he can't make himself God, like even though he has seen so much of God and understands the beauty of other lives as he's seen them, it's so hard for him to appreciate his own life because he views God as something separate and does not understand how to make his mind become God. He doesn't understand how to synchronize, as you would say. It's a really good word for it. And so he is miserable, right? And then finally he hears Larry's connection of frameworks to God, and then he understands through the code analogy, he understands that through material you can unify the will of man and God, and that they are no longer a separate thing but one thing. And that's literally exactly what I'm talking about when I say going so far the separate planes of ego collide into one projected upon the other, on one superfluous surface. Let me read that again out of context. Going so far the separate planes of ego collide into one, projected upon the other, on one superfluous surface.
Say it.
Going so far, okay, let me try and read it faster. Going so far, the separate planes of ego collide into one, projected upon the other. I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep getting caught in that. Going so far, the separate planes of ego collide into one, projected upon the other, on one superfluous surface. So it would be like period, and then a restatement and resummary would be on one superfluous surface. So the overall statement is, going so far, the separate planes of ego collide into one, projected upon the other. I did it again. God. Going so far, the separate planes of ego collide into one, projected upon the other. And then after that I say, on one superfluous surface.
Is that sort of feedback loop?
Yes, you could absolutely say that. It's also will to taste, right? Because with the unification of will between man and God, you understand that it's not that God is a separate thing, but that God is the active process of pursuing this thought texture, and then obviously the experience of being will to taste is feedback loop. Fuck, I'm out of water. I'll have to take a break for that in a minute, probably. Going so far, the separate planes via... No, not reading that again. God damn it, brother. I'm pretty sure I just cracked the aperion code. Oh, fuck. What? How? Okay. That's autistic, I'll admit. But to me, using aperion and code in the same sentence, that's just whack. That's real strange that I would even use those in the same sentence.
Yeah, that is funny.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You send a video. That is hilarious. You send Art Chad. How we'll all go goblin mode. How we'll all go goblin mode soon. Dude, my language is going goblin mode now. Yeah, we should probably cut this out of the recording. So I guess, well, I can stop and start again after I'm done talking, so we know that. But dude, Papa is like toast. Like, I went over there for lunch today, and like he couldn't stand up. Man, I couldn't even help him stand up on his own. I had to help him stand up. Nana's gonna move them to another bedroom because they can't do the stairs anymore. The 2 stairs that lead out of their bedroom, and Papa was talking about how bad his back hurt. And Nana was saying it's not his back. It's the cancer. He's literally talking about how he fell and hurt his back, and what he's talking about is he can feel the cancer inside of his body, and like that's what's debilitating him in so much pain he can't walk, and that like he was literally retching today. Like we were trying to get him to stand up to walk, and he was in so much pain trying to stand up that he was literally retching like minutes after one attempt. Not 4 minutes consecutively, by the way, but after minutes, after like 3 minutes of not trying to stand up, then he started retching. So it's like you can tell it's a massively physically exertive. And like Nana said, she, after trying to get him up, she felt that he was like drenched in sweat, like completely soaked, like his shirt was soaked. So it's like it's not like subjective. It's like obviously with the dementia, his mind is slipping a little bit. Like he's not capable of remembering long terms or anything, and he doesn't know who like me, you, or Ryan are unless we're like in a picture or he's looking at us, right? But he thinks Cameron's like a baby, right? But really, his mind, it seems, may last longer than his body because he can remember you as long as he's seeing you. Like we see at the family reunion, like he it's like he's conserving power when no one's around, but whenever people come around, he really does pretty good, pretty almost perfect. And he just can't remember certain words, which who cares about that? I can't remember certain words 90% of the fucking time. But apparently, like I didn't know that. I knew we were worried about his mental faculties, but I had no clue it was his physical faculties that are literally like shutting down. Apparently, that's fascinating. I mean, obviously, that sounds horrific, but you know what I mean. Like I did not know that. That's I want to use the word interesting.
Sort of like Mimi's situation, but like exponentially faster.
Well, Mimi was just dementia, right? Mimi didn't die; she rotted because she didn't have anything killing her externally. Well, apparently, Papa's it does. He has a death sentence that apparently is gonna.
You got that 2 times speed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that may be a mercy, but who knows? Apparently, it's horrifically painful this way too. So we shall see whether it is better or not.
You were saying like around other people, like like that gets him back to somewhat normal.
Well, yeah, you saw that where it was like literally he went from like at the family reunion making jokes at Uncle Chuck and talking to me, you and Trevor and Ryan, and talking about like everything. Like he knows everything. He can't remember names or like words, but other than that, he knows who everyone is. He knows everything that's going on. He's quick. He's with it. He's enjoying it. He's telling everyone how much he loves them, how much he like just how much he loves his family. Like he's coherent. It's circular, right? He's saying the same things. He's not like escaping that like loop, but everything he's saying within that loop is perfectly coherent. And like it like it's all. I guess yeah. I mean, coherence the word. It all makes perfect sense. Like even if it is on a record stuck playing the same thing over and over again. What was your question? I forgot how I was going to loop it in. You were saying, you said like something about his mental faculties snapping when people are around. Like yeah, at Thanksgiving. Yeah, I mean, as you saw at Thanksgiving, he was. I mean, there. He was all there. Like everything's there, other than, you know, the highest mental functions. But then whenever people aren't around, like he literally, like he doesn't know. Like like 2 days after Thanksgiving, he didn't know like there was a Thanksgiving and that people had come over or anything. He didn't know anything about that. Like so, it's like he'll literally be there, active, like he's a comedian on show, with everyone, and then 2 days later, he won't even know that happened or who those people are.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, that doesn't even seem like that's going to be the thing that gets him. It seems like that's going to be, just the like secondary, feature or whatever. There are points in my life where I don't despise this dog. This is not one of them. It's interesting. I know that like there is a direct correlation between like my religious efficacy and my ability to not dislike this dog, because it's so unbelievably retarded that it's so unlikable. It's insane. But then whenever I run that through like the framework of will to taste when it's around, then it's like, it can't help it. It's too retarded. So then it becomes like semi-likable. Like, I mean, it's pretty likable because it's just like, it's just like a mindless drone, and you're just like, oh, sweet little retard. But when I'm not in that religious mind state, it is brutal how much I dislike this animal. Like, there's something
Yeah,
about
as another player in the game, it's not great.
No, there's something about the dichotomy between cats and dogs that I find interesting on like a personality level. Of like, dogs I despise, and I would hate people who match the description as well, because it literally, the stupid retard tries to walk into my room and almost tears the sheet down because it's so stupid it can't just like maneuver around a sheet. And now it's coming back around the other side of the sheet because it's so stupid it couldn't just climb up on the bed when it was under it, and it had to almost tear the whole thing down to walk around and get to the same spot. I'm going to start throwing calf kicks on this dog. What did I do the other day? What was it the other day that got it away and didn't require me exerting lots of effort or making it screech or holler? I did something to annoy it and it just made it leave instantly. God damn it.
You need a dog whistle.
Yeah, something like that. I need a hammer, a Looney Tunes hammer that instantly regenerates its head every time I do it.
I'm gonna be right back.